A DNR, or do not resuscitate, is not mandatory for a patient to go on hospice. I don't care who tells you that. The reason behind the DNR is to keep the patient from bouncing in and out of the hospital and basically having to discharge from hospice services and then go back on, and then the hospital will continue to ask the hospice, why is this patient coming back? Don't they have a DNR, do not resuscitate? And then in which the hospice company has to explain that they weren't ready for a DNR, and then the hospital will ask, well, if they weren't ready for a DNR, why'd they go on hospice? So glad you asked. Not every patient that goes on hospice is prepared to sign a DNR. It's just the way it is. They want the palliative part, they want the comfort measures, they want the assistance at home, they know that their disease process is continuing to get worse. They understand all of these things. But either they are not ready to sign that DNR, or they have a loved one who is not ready for them to sign it. And if you got to look at, if that's a spouse, I'm going to go with 30 plus years. I've had some that have been married 50, 60 years. But really, the time frame doesn't matter. If you've got a spouse that is pressing for them, you could get better, let's not do that. You have a child, that's pressing on this parent, or a grandparent, or it doesn't matter. There's so many different reasons a patient may not be ready to sign it. The job of a hospice company is not to force that decision. The patient should be ready to sign it themselves. And that may never happen. What I will say is, if you are entertaining a DNR, it is in your best interest to do it while you can still make your own decisions, so that someone else isn't having to make it for you. And if you don't have someone to make it for you, that becomes more challenging. That's a whole nother video. But anyway, it's not mandatory. You have a good day.